the effort, the skill that went into getting to where we ultimately got. It certainly wasn't a straight path. It took some moments of real resilience for us to ultimately get there. And I think in some ways that made it a little bit more special and also a little bit tougher when it ultimately ended. And I think some of what we learned this year and maybe some of the identity that we were able to organically create as an organization will serve us well going forward, that we can carry it going forward and can continue to build off of what we did this year. I also am keenly aware that nothing is predetermined. Our success this year does not mean anything for our success next year. We've got work to do. I'm energized by that work as an organization. We feel like we're in a really good spot, and we're ready to go. And we're eager to build off of this and create the type of sustained competitiveness that this organization deserves, that our fan base deserves, and that we believe is attainable. And happy to answer any and all questions.
Of, maintaining that and having it be a part of winning culture going forward, while also recognizing that you have double-digit free agents. You're going to have to rebuild this roster quite a bit.
Yeah. So every year is going to be different, and the formula is different every single year. The mix is different every single year. That's also an opportunity for us to continue to grow and get better. There are also some key core elements that we can carry forward. The passion with which we played, the fun with which we played, along with the seriousness with which we pursued winning and competed. Those can be constants, those should be constants, even if the formula and the mix on the field is a little bit different.
And just regarding probably your biggest free agent, what is your appetite to retain Pete, and how much, if at all, did the last 3 weeks maybe change or alter your opinion of him?
Pete's a great Met. He was right out there right before I came in. I told him I was about to answer a lot of questions about him. He told me good luck. He's a great Met. I hope we have him back. I think we both understand this is a process, and everyone's got their own interests. And Pete deserves to go out into the free agent market and see what's out there, and then ultimately make the best choice for him and his family.
Nate, asking back the entire coaching staff, or do you think there might be some changes there?
At the end of every season, by practice, we're going to go through a little bit of an organizational evaluation period. We're going through that right now, and so not at the point where I can make any declarative statements. I'll say that I was pleased by and large with the performance of our Major League staff, and I think we have a lot of good coaches.
Also, you look at your starting rotation, you have 3 big free agents, 3 holes there. How do you think you'll go about rebuilding that rotation?
Yeah, this isn't new to us. We faced a similar task last offseason. We're going to have to replace innings. Certainly part of that could potentially be from some of those guys returning, or we may look elsewhere. But we're going to have to add starting pitching. We're going to have to add multiple starters. We understand that. We went into last offseason with the same need, and I think we'll be able to do it.
Maybe anticipate balancing how much he means to the franchise versus maybe how a player generally at his position entering his 30s may age.
I think all of that is important. Who Pete is as a person is important. What he means to this franchise is important. Who he is as a player is also important, and what he contributes on the field. There's no magic formula to this. There's no equation that spits out what all of that is for us. And so there's judgment involved. There's evaluating the market involved. And we'll see how this process goes throughout the offseason.
Have you made a decision on whether or not you will hire a GM this time?
I have not made a firm decision. I'm not eager to do it. I think we've got a good group in place here. I'm pleased with the performance that our front office has had in general, I think we've got a nice leadership team going. If someone were to become available that I think would be really tough to pass up, then I'd certainly consider it, but we're not going to go through and entertain a huge search process here because I think we've got a pretty good group going.
So where do you view some of your pitchers showed a lot of improvement from inside the system? David Peterson, Tyler McGill, Jose Budo. Where do you view them next season? Are they all starters next year? Are they relievers? What's your position on that?
I think we'll see how the offseason evolves and where we are in spring training and beyond. And I think one of the things we saw this year and continue to learn is that roles evolve over the course of the season, and a particular pitcher may be a starter in one segment of the season and then pitching high leverage innings out of the bullpen in another. And it could go the other way as well. So all three of those players have demonstrated the ability to both start and relieve at the major league level. And sitting here a couple days after our season just ended, I'm certainly not in a position where I can say what role they're going to fill on our team come spring training or even the regular season.
And just kind of along the same lines with Ronnie Mauricio, he should be fully ready to go in spring training. Where do you view him moving forward?
I think step one for Ronnie is we need to get him doing baseball activities. We're now working on close to a year without baseball activities. And so that's our goal as an organization. I do think we're making progress. It has definitely gone a lot slower than we expected. But we need to get him on the field doing baseball activities, and then we can start thinking about what that position distribution might look like.